Podcast. I'm your co-host Seth Warren with my co-host Jack, and today we have a very, very special episode for you. The episode consists of Godzilla X Kong. We just came from the movie theater, literally today.
Yeah.
We'll get into our thoughts about that later. Xmen 97, the reboot of the old 90s cartoon Xmen. First 3 episodes have been released at the recording of this episode. We'll talk about that.
Apparently they're good.
He hasn't seen it. I have. No Country for Old Men. Now, this is an older movie. We'll get into our debate about this. We recently watched this together. I want to talk about Walk the Line with Joaquin Phoenix as well. And then anything that you've watched as well. And then at the end, we're going to play Would You Rather.
Yes.
Would You Rather? It is a intense game of a Would You Rather. But first, we always like to start off the podcast from here on out now with swift interrogation. Okay?
Yes.
You want me to go first, or would you like to go first?
You should go ahead and go first.
You sure?
Yes.
Okay, bet. I'm going to put 5 minutes on the clock here. 5 minutes starting. Let's see here. Timer. I'm so unprofessional. Okay. Ready? Swift interrogation starting now. 5 minutes on the clock. First question. What's your most overrated movie?
All time? Yeah, that's like a hard one. That's like a thinker. I can't just be like, da-da-da-da.
What's the first thing that comes? Swift. It's got to be Swift, baby.
Probably
Taylor. It's got to be Taylor Swift. Dude.
Taylor Swift. Probably. Oh my god, the most overrated movie of all time.
What's the first thing that came to your head? There has to be a movie in your mind.
Avengers Endgame.
Okay.
Over the hill.
All right. I wish we can dive into that, but it's swift interrogation. Who's more likely to dislike a movie, me or you?
You.
Really? You think so?
I feel like because I don't know. When I'm watching a movie, sometimes I can give. You're more likely to give something a pass. You very like
pass. What do you mean?
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm more likely to be like, oh, maybe it's just they're trying to do something different here. You're more like, I don't get it. This is good. I'm gonna.
Yeah, I get passionate about the movies. Even like in like a non-passion project, I'll just be passionate about like the way I felt about it. Like that movie was dog shit. Why do people like it? I totally get it. Yeah, I get it.
You know what I'm saying?
You're more like that was sick. I don't know.
Yeah, you're more likely to get angry at a movie.
Yeah,
you know
that's true.
That's
so yeah, more likely to dislike a movie is probably me. Actually, you're right. Yeah. I thought it was even when I wrote down the question, but now that I think about it, you made a good point. Next question: who's gonna get married first, me or you?
Probably you.
Really?
Yeah.
I think it's you.
Maybe. I'm not in the mood as of now. You know what I'm saying? Was a little.
Dude, I'm not in the mood either.
If you asked me a month ago, my answer might have been different. But
really?
Lordy, how times change.
Jesus. Hey, Patreon members will get to know, I guess, huh?
Oh, Lord, maybe. I need this chair. This chair is making me want to do the same thing that she wanted me to do.
What Pokemon type would you be?
Dragon.
Dragon type, so
yes.
Not the Dragon Knight. Is Dragon Knight a dragon type?
Yes.
You know what's crazy? Charizard is not a dragon type.
Yeah, he's like a fire flying.
Yeah. But then that palm tree, the execute, is a dragon.
Alolan executor
is a dragon type,
yeah,
but Charizard is not. That's insane.
Yeah, Pokemon is strange. It's a palm tree.
In Avatar: The Last Airbender, they have 4 elements: water, fire, air, earth. Which one would you be, and which one would you want to be? There's 2 different questions there.
I would probably be air, but I would want to be like earth or water.
I think you would be earth.
Nah.
I think you would be earth. It's the facial hair. It's the I'm a man.
I'm bald. I'm part of the
Oh, you would be air.
I'm air.
You're one tattoo away from being literally...
Not getting a tattoo, but I am part of the air tribe. I'd be up there just flying around with the wampas or whatever they're called.
Appas?
Yeah, the appas. No, actually, I don't mess with no appas for real.
The ops?
Yeah.
Most toxic fan base can be sports, movies, TV shows, etc. Which fan base is the most toxic?
The most toxic fan base? Probably Taylor Swift that I've ever seen. That
is a W answer, my friend. That's W.
No, reception to criticism at all in that fan base. It's just, she is our God and we worship her, even though most of us are Christians and claim not to worship idols. She is our idol. It's like, okay, brother. I see how it is. I'm not a religious...
Is there any male Taylor Swifties?
Probably, yeah. Travis Kelce, you know what I'm saying? All the Kansas City Chiefs fans.
I guess.
They pinned over, get the strap on from their wife.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah, I don't like Kansas City.
Who was right, Iron Man or Captain America?
That's hard because I get Captain America wanting to be able to okay, if these people need help and they don't want us to help, that's going to make me feel bad. But Iron Man also has a very good point because they're not all very well trained. Some of them are very dangerous. Wanda literally like killed a building full of people.
Scarlet Witch is dangerous.
I'm probably on Iron Man's side personally. Like if I was a civilian, I wouldn't want just.
So you think Cap was wrong?
Yeah, I think there was no reason for anything to get that dramatic.
I'm Team Captain America. Now, if I had to pick one side to protect me from the other side, it'd be Iron Man's side.
Man, not even close.
Spider-Man, Vision alone, bodies. And then they had
Iron Man and War Machine.
No, who else they have? They have someone else.
Scarlet Witch.
Black Panther. They have Black Panther.
Didn't they also have Scarlet Witch too?
No, Scarlet Witch was on the other side.
Yeah.
They had Scarlet Witch and who was
Black
the other
Panther.
big one? Ant-Man.
Yeah, they did have Ant-Man.
They had Bucky. They had a bunch of like hand-to-hand combat guys.
Hey, Bucky's cool though.
Bucky is cool.
Bucky
Bucky's
is
fast. We were watching Civil War. That
He's
shit
like the
was
fastest,
fast.
isn't he?
He outran Black Panther and Captain America.
Yeah, they were both hitching rides on cars
to catch up to his ass.
He was just booking it.
He was booking it. It was crazy.
Shout out Bucky, probably one of my favorite MCU characters.
Who's more likely? Okay, are you more likely to win Finals MVP in the NBA or beat Joey Chestnut in a hot dog eating contest? Which one are you more likely to?
Oh man, it's not an easy question.
It's not easy at all. Which one are you more likely? Which one do you think you have the skill set?
Finals MVP.
That means top of the line basketball. You've reached the pinnacle
Is
of basketball.
Joey like prepared to do this? Or can I catch
Joey
him?
Chestnut now?
I'm taking Joey Chestnut.
You think Joey Chestnut beat you, or you think you're more likely to beat Joey Chestnut than...
If I just catch him right now and I can prepare for it, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just catch him.
Well, no, this year's coming up, hot dog, so he is prepared. He's competing, and...
I probably Joey Chestnut.
You think it's more likely to beat Joey Chestnut in a hot dog eating contest?
Somehow, yeah. I feel like I could muster up if I got the technique down.
I think there is a 0% chance of us beating Joey Chestnut. I think there's a small percentage of chance that if we were to play in
Finals
the NBA,
MVP.
there'd be
on some Iguodala type nonsense.
Yeah, like, you know what I mean? Like, Iguodala has won Finals MVP before. There's been role players winning Finals MVP.
Here's what would happen. I would be on the Bucks, right? Dame would get injured, and then so would Chris Middleton, and then so would they got Drew Holiday too, right?
But think about that. Injuries can happen, and you can train your body for being able to have stamina.
And see, it's not even about
I don't
stamina.
even think you can train your body to beat Joey Chestnut. I don't think you can.
I'm going from 3-point line to from 3-point line. I'm basically like, I got to hit like 15 threes in a game 7, and that would make me Finals MVP. I could theoretically do that, right?
I think it's more likely than Joey Chestnut, you beating Joey Chestnut.
If I was given a Finals MVP in an NBA, I would never shut up about that though. I would brag more about that.
I would never shut up about beating Joey. You know how dominant Joey Chestnut has been?
He's like the Wilt Chamberlain.
And there are people that have prepared for him, and he's still beating people by like 15 hot dogs.
Because he's a monster.
He's a monster.
That's what Wilt Chamberlain was in the 60s. Just came in like, what's this alien? He can't do anything. Like, even the black people then, they couldn't do anything because he was a different level of athlete. I mean, he was crazy.
When he entered the league, he booted KG and Paul Pierce out the league, bro. He did. He was like, see ya.
Yeah.
Last question. If you could be and have their power, any superhero or supervillain in DC, Marvel, anything.
Not a hard question.
Which one would you be? You can't, what is it called? Cherry pick. You can't be like, I want Superman strength.
No,
I want Hulk strength. I want to be able to
I
fly.
want one man, his power and intelligence. It's easy. Dr. Doom.
Dr. Doom.
He has diplomatic immunity. He's like lord over his own country that worships them because he brings them prosperity. He's not a bad guy. He just like pulls up on like celestials and gods. He's like, hey, you got this crystal thing? Mink that. It's mine. I like it. And I'm Dr. Doom and I'm cooler than you. And he's just a baller. He's a baller. He's out there just boxing celestials.
He's a shot caller for real.
He is. He actually is. And he's probably the smartest guy on planet Earth in Marvel. Like, everyone's like, oh, maybe Hank Pym, maybe Iron Man. It's probably Dr. Doom. He's not only...
No, the smartest by far and away is Reed Richards.
No, it's his son, Franklin Richards. Remember?
No, Reed Richards is smarter.
It might be Reed Richards.
Franklin is more powerful.
It might be Richards. It might be Reed Richards.
Franklin Richards is like the most powerful
he's
hero.
Like God or something. He's crazy.
Yeah.
He can like create universe. He's crazy. I will say this. It might be Dr. Doom. It might be Reed Richards. All I know is Dr. Doom has the technical knowledge, but he's also like esoteric wizard knowledge. You know what I'm saying? He's like into alchemy and stuff like that. Yeah. He's got access to it. I would Dr. Doom.
You think he's smarter than Brainiac? I don't think he's smarter than Brainiac.
Well, that's DC.
Is he?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that was Marvel.
Mm-mm.
See, Brainiac's not in any movies, so it's like
He's in the Injustice games.
Injustice Games.
Mhm.
Is that animated?
There's animation in it. Yeah.
Injustice Games. What is that?
Remember Injustice, where it's like all the DC
Justice League.
Yeah, it's like the Mortal Kombat, but
Oh, a video game. Oh, that's why I don't know. Okay. Yeah, I'd go Spider-Man. Simple, basic answer. But I mean, having that Spidey sense is probably what gets me over the edge. It's like, yeah, you can, and he's smart too. He's very intelligent.
He is smart.
He's very intelligent. He's also young. He gets the baddies, and also the Spidey sense is, dude. There's no other person that has that level of like innate, like, oh, something that I can't see, feel, or hear is coming at me, and I just have the innate ability to know where it's coming from, and just like that. His reflexes, of course, the strength, the webbing, the speed, all of it. And the suit is dope too. I'd be Spider-Man.
I get it. I would take Doctor Doom.
Like if they 1v1'd, plot armor with Spider-Man. That's all I'm saying.
I don't know,
if they 1v1 in real life,
it's
yeah,
not fair. And like Doctor Doom is just that's the thing.
Spider-Man could do it.
Doctor Doom he's not a good.
Miles Morales could do it.
He's not a good guy, right? Doctor Doom's not a good guy. He's not a bad guy technically either. But he's like LeBron. He can do anything and everything. He's kind of like the Fantastic. He's like the Avengers kind of mixed up because he can do the lightning stuff. He can do the Magneto stuff.
Who beats him in the comics?
It's not nobody really beats him. That's the thing. He just kind of like
he loses.
Sometimes he does lose.
Who does he lose to?
His main
is it usually a group of people?
The Fantastic Four are usually his foil. But like there was at one point where he became God Emperor of the entire multiverse.
So who do you think wins in a 1v1 fight? Fantastic Four or Spider-Man?
Probably the Fantastic Four. Like they captured him at one point. Like the Fantastic Four are kind of
I don't
strong.
know. I'd give it to Spider-Man, man.
The Fantastic Four are a lot stronger than people give them credit for.
Are they?
Yeah, like they're
other than Human Torch. What? Come on,
Galactus.
They have an off-brand. They have an off-brand Hulk.
I mean, they're the.
They have.
The Thing is sick. The Thing is
he's sick, but like Hulk is crushing him into pieces.
I mean, yeah, Hulk beats the Thing. I'm not gonna debate.
So they have an off-brand Hulk.
It's not off-brand Hulk.
They do.
I'm not sure which one came first. I think Hulk was like 1961. They're not too far off from each other.
All right, it is your turn to ask me questions now. Swift interrogation, round 2, 5 minutes on the clock, starting and now.
Okay, so
Swifty.
If you were to go up against any MCU villain and try to beat them in a fight, who do you think would have the best chance up against?
Ooh, who would I have the best chance up against? MCU villain. Loki.
Loki? You think?
Well, not now. Not now. The Loki shows made him overpowered as fuck.
Yeah, he's strong.
But Avengers Loki? Yeah.
You really think so?
I can't beat any of them, dude. Like
Killmonger, maybe?
No, I can't beat Killmonger. Killmonger's strong as fuck.
Even before he takes the Black Panther stuff and burns the rest.
Before, just an average guy, I'm still getting my ass beat, but I guess more likely, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or like, or the guy from Civil
ripped.
War. The guy from Civil War, the guy that's just the random white guy.
At the end? Oh, yeah, but he's smart, though. There's no way I'm competing him on an intelligence level.
Okay, if you're locked in a room with him, brother. You know what I'm saying?
If I'm locked in a room with the person, then yeah, I'm taking Zemo.
You're probably whooping his ass, too.
Yeah, but I don't know. I could beat Loki up, too, if we're locked in a room.
Nah.
Like, what is he doing?
He can, shapeshift and, run through walls and stuff. He's crazy.
No, we're locked in a room, though. We both can't leave the room.
Okay.
It's a 1v1 fist fight. I'm beating Loki's ass.
Okay. If you could,
I'm talking about my ass.
If you could be dropped into one Star Wars movie and have to live through that Star Wars movie, what would it be?
Oh shit!
It's not an easy question.
Phantom Menace.
Phantom Menace. That's Loki.
The racing,
best
the pod
answer.
racing.
That's scary though. People died.
But that's like I can contribute in that movie. Any other movie, I'm like. There's people using the Force and shit. There's people like at the end of Phantom Menace is where I would be like, yo. I'm just here, help me survive. Mm-hmm. But every other has lightsaber battles, the Force. Phantom Menace is like, hey, this is the kid. It's a kid.
Yeah.
And
it's pretty much just Darth Maul.
I would be a guy just racing against the kid, losing to him, but I'd be racing
just
against the kid.
Just try to live, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I'd be the guy that you will move out of the way, and I'd just be like, yes, sir. Like that's you will move out of the way. Yes, I will.
Yes.
Yes, Obi-Wan. I will move out the way.
I'd be the guy in Attack of the Clones. Like, do you want to buy some death sticks? I'd be that guy. He's like,
or New Hope. One of those two.
Nah, New Hope is rough. They kill his parents and stuff. They're like, nah, New Hope is crazy.
They kill his parent. You mean his step
parents and stuff. His legal guardians.
Yeah, but I'm not. Or am I taking the place of a main character, or am I just in the movie?
Okay, I guess you're just in the movie.
Because the Han Solo bar scenes and all that, where like I could be one of those guys.
Just chilling, yeah.
So they're chilling for like half that movie. So,
or
I could be an Imperial trooper, clone trooper, right? That's what their name is.
Yeah, stormtrooper.
On the stormtroopers, thank you. And they're on the little big machine thing.
The Star Destroyer.
Yeah, I could be one of those guys.
Yeah, you just be one of those guys. Okay, that's a good.
I could be Obi-Wan.
You could be Obi-Wan.
In that movie, he really doesn't do anything special.
He dies.
Again, he doesn't do anything special.
He turns into
That's
a ghost.
the worst movie with Obi-Wan in it.
He turns into a ghost.
Not the worst movie.
So I'd say it's
the worst Obi-Wan thing.
I don't know if I can agree with it. It's Swift interrogation. Okay.
Yeah, you're right.
This one's kind of similar to the previous question. If you could pick one horror movie, you don't have a lot of time to answer this. I'm gonna give you 5 seconds. If you could pick one horror movie that you think that you could survive in the entire length of the movie, what would it be?
The Thing.
The Thing?
Mm-hmm.
That's the worst movie that you could pick.
No.
You're in Antarctica. You're in you're completely isolated. You're going to die.
It's an alien. Every other horror movie that I'm thinking of is a spiritual demon. I'm not getting away from that. An alien, I can at least fist like, hey, let's go. Let's do this thing. Let's tangle. Like, yeah, they have they're going to eat me probably, but is it more likely to get away from this alien thing, or is it more likely to get away from this person who's going to possess me?
If you're talking about being like a side character in a horror movie, the easiest choice is Halloween. You're just, who's that big guy? Okay,
bro,
let me
do you
just
understand
go to my
how
other
fast
house.
that dude walks?
Okay, I'm in a.
Do you understand how fast that dude walks?
Okay, I do.
He's walking behind you, catching up to you, bro. And also, if I'm in Halloween, my IQ already reduces by 100 points.
If I'm in Halloween, I'm hopping in some random Ford Ranger. I'm like, hey, can you take me to this motel on the other side of town, like in a different town? Let me just hit this Uber to New York real quick. Michael Myers is not going to the Big Apple.
Also, if I pick like Alien or something, I'm in another planet that I don't know about. So
why would you pick Alien?
I'm just thinking of horror movies.
Why anything like Alien?
Oh, Scream.
Scream?
Scream.
Just leave the house. Just get in the car and leave the house.
Scream. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I win. Scream is the answer.
Scream is good.
But I don't really think of that as a horror movie. I think of it as a slasher movie.
It is more of a slasher movie.
So it's like not really.
It's kind of scary.
It's like a mystery slasher thriller. That's what it is.
It's good.
But it's not horror. When I think of horror, I think of, there's possession, or there's a monster, or there's something after me, and I have to get away from it. Anything else you got before we move on?
Not anything good.
What? What do you have?
Who would you rather be locked in a room with, an angry Wolverine or a horny Professor X?
Oh, God.
That's a scary one. You can read your thoughts.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Kind of like control you too.
Horny Professor X.
Horny Professor X.
The more and more I think about an angry Wolverine, I'm dying in like 0.5 seconds.
Yeah,
he's ripping me to shreds.
Versus horny.
And there's nothing. And like, what? I'm just getting mind fucked. He's just fucking me in the mind.
No, he's fucking you in real life. He's gonna control you and try to have sex with you, like make you do disgusting things.
At least I live.
True, I guess, but maybe you don't want to.
That was weird, dude.
I mean, that's what you gave me.
All right, we're moving on. We watched some movies this week, man. We watched a lot of movies together this week. We watched 3.
We watched a lot.
We did more than usual.
More than most people.
I'm telling you, man, you're fucking up that chair by leaning it that far back, and just sit up straight like a nice professional young man I am.
Can I hit that?
Yeah.
My shit died. I should have charged it.
Maybe you should have charged it. Be a little bit more professional.
Thought I did, and that's the thing.
Okay, moving on. We're going to be talking about the movie of the week. It's the #1 movie in the world right now, Godzilla x Kong.
Godzilla
x Kong, which... Why is it not Kong x Godzilla? Because it really is a King Kong movie if you're really thinking about it. Why is Kong not first in the title?
I guess at one point King Kong was like the biggest thing on the planet. Godzilla has become like something even bigger now because Japan's starting to make more Godzilla movies. And I don't know, I guess it's more of a name. More people would go watch a Godzilla movie than a King Kong movie, unless
I disagree. I think they're about even.
They are now. But like
I think they've all I think there is a more, if we're talking about mainstream, popular mainstream big monster movies, King Kong or Godzilla. The most famous one was 2005 Jack Black King Kong.
So most of the people watching this on whatever platform they would be have probably seen the 2005 King Kong movie the most. Either that or it would be the 98 Godzilla movie with Ferris Bueller, which, by the way, is, if you are a Godzilla fan or you're not a Godzilla fan, if you want to know anything about the series, that is the worst Godzilla movie. That should not be your image of Godzilla. You need to change that if you can.
Fun fact. Since it's the #1 movie in the world, I'm in this group chat that's usually for sports, but sometimes we talk about movies.
Which I'm not in, apparently.
No, you're not in. We can add you, but you don't have Instagram, so it's Instagram.
Is it Instagram?
Yeah, it's Instagram.
Yeah, I'm not about that social media nonsense. Too many women. Too many, like,
Bro,
women.
we know you jack off to Addison Rae, dude.
I don't even know who that is.
Okay, that is true. But he ranked his top 5 MonsterVerse movies. So it's from starting from 2014 Godzilla to now Godzilla X Kong. It's 5 movies.
Hey, this new one was...
So it's Godzilla 2014, and then it's King of Monsters Godzilla, then it's Kong Skull Island, then it's Kong versus Godzilla, then it's Godzilla X Kong.
Yeah.
Those are the 5 movies. He ranked #1. Can you guess which one it was?
King of the Monsters.
King of Monsters.
So I get it, and also, but it's the worst human plot easily. Like, I'm not gonna.
It's the worst plot. Period.
So let me not ever any movie ever
in multiverse. In the MonsterVerse 5 movies, it's the worst plot out of all.
I'll agree with you on that.
Easily.
It has some of the best monster action though, and Ghidorah's in it. Ghidorah's three-headed monster. King Ghidorah, take me to your leader. You know what I'm saying?
No spoilers. This new one has the best action in it.
It might have the best.
It has
really
the best
might.
action in it.
Godzilla versus Kong was really good. This one just, like, it made you care. It made them more like, okay. The thing about this new one is it made the monsters feel more like characters than they did just monsters. You know, there was almost an emotional level to it because it wasn't just like the emotions on their faces. CGI definitely helps with this, but they felt more like characters. You cared more about them than you did the humans, and you didn't care if the humans died. I mean, you probably would, but at the same time, you were caring more about them beating this Scar King, big red monkey fella. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Also in his list, I just want to finish this so we can get into our review. 2014 was 4th.
Are you serious?
This is what I'm saying.
That's like the movie that revived Godzilla as
2014
a whole.
Out of the 5 is #1 for me. It's absolutely #1.
I can't disagree with that.
This one's probably #2. Godzilla X Kong was probably #2 for me.
It was awesome.
Then I would go versus Kong.
Yeah.
Then I would go Skull Island.
Skull Island was my least favorite.
And then I'd go King of Monsters. King of Monsters is my least favorite. Like, for me, I'm more of a plot guy. And this one, let's get into it. Ready? This is our review of Godzilla X Kong, the New Empire. What did you give it out of 1 out of 10? What would you give it?
I would give it a 7.8. That's what I would give it.
7.8.
So normally
wow.
That's a decently high score. I'm not gonna lie. For just, for a newer movie coming out, especially like a CGI heavy monster type flick, it's definitely a somewhat high score. It made me care. It genuinely made me care. They carry over like only the decent characters from the previous movie. They carry only over what was necessary. The plot continues. The monster action was ridiculous. I actually cared about the people in the movie and what was happening. Held my attention the entire way through. The pacing was a bit strange. It made me feel in the first 5 minutes was like, whoa, something's about to happen. And then it just chillaxed for like 20, 30 minutes. And it was like, okay, what's about to happen here? Is this going to be like an actual, like, legit monster action movie? What are we going to get to? And then it gets to it. It does get to it. But it makes you think a little bit that it's not going to be what it is. I take a couple points off because some of the acting was like a little over the top. I didn't like the characters that much. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I like the use of sign language. Kong being able to communicate adds a whole nother dimension to the character itself of King Kong. Makes it more human. Makes it more okay. This is something that we can care about because he has the ability to consciously go, "I am hurt. Help me, my tooth," or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Spoiler alert: he gets his tooth taken out. It's kind of in it.
We can get into spoil. This can be a non-spoiler review, and then we'll get into spoilers later.
Okay. Well, that's how they introduce one of the characters in the movie, and he was cool. I liked a couple of the characters.
Fuck this
in the
pillow,
movie.
bro.
Not it.
Sorry about your box.
It's all right.
Oh my god, that pillow was worse.
Was it worse?
I was having a rough time. My fucking left butt cheeks asleep.
Oh man.
Go ahead with the rest of your review.
I mean,
rest of the free spoiler review. We'll get into specifics
spoiler free. There's not much else to go over outside of the spoiler-free stuff. I think you should go watch the movie if you haven't seen it yet.
You should watch every movie that comes out.
Absolutely. You should watch.
Have an opinion of your own.
Yeah. I'm not saying necessarily watch every movie that comes out, but definitely be like, oh, people say this is good, go watch it, and then have a judgment of your own. You know what I'm saying? And don't be afraid to say it's not good if other people say it is good. There's nothing wrong with that.
This is my review of it, 1 to 10. I give it a 6.6.
I could agree with that.
6.6 out of 10. I think the critics are a little bit lower on it. I think the audiences are fucking loving this movie. It's a 92% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Because it's a fun movie.
Yes, it is fun. I will give it that. It's a fun movie.
Yeah.
However, the first 30 to 45 minutes suck. They suck.
Drag.
It's not really that it drags, it's too fast. It has a Rise of Skywalker-esque thing. That Rise of Skywalker, what happens is that it just happens, it just keeps going. You give no time for the audience to breathe, and because you're trying to save time, I get it. Hollywood they have a problem with it right now, to be honest with you. They have a major problem with pacing in movies. Expositions or endings. They either rush the beginning or they rush the ending or they rush the middle. When you feel like you're being rushed as an audience, it's worse than making it feel like it's dragging on. Like Oppenheimer dragged a little bit. Can we just be honest? It drags a little bit, but it's entertaining at least. And you can at least get the plot points and have a breathable moments of like, oh, this is great. There's not much of that in this movie. The first 30 minutes, there's a bunch of cringy moments. It's like, this movie's better than Rise of Beasts, but there's a bunch of eye-rolling moments
Transformers
to me.
movie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This movie's better.
Oh yeah.
Way better. But it reminds me of Rise of the Beast in some way because it's like there's a bunch of eye-rolling moments.
There's a bunch of human stuff that happens. We're like, oh, but I did this and I was saving the world, and that's what we did. There's a lot of really campy dialogue.
Yes. But after the 45 minutes is up, and we'll get into specifics why that 45 minutes was kind of shitty, other than pacing problems. I'm more of a story guy, right?
Yeah.
And so when the story's kind of bad, it's kind of hard for me to get into a movie. There's something with this movie, though. After that 45 minutes, there's a switch that turns on.
The badass switch.
And I'm just like, oh, I'm just going to turn my brain off and enjoy this shit.
Yeah,
I'm just going to turn my brain off, and I'm going to enjoy this for what it is. And the rest of the movie, I'm not going to say it's flawless, but I will say this. The CGI, the CGI in particular, the cinematography, is some of the best CGI I think I've ever seen.
Yeah.
There's no noticeable CGI buildings being destroyed. There's no noticeable CGI, there's this whip thing that this ape has on the end of it. It's like
the bone whip.
Right, the bone whip. There you go. And that, all of it is just...
It looks great.
How is that CGI?
Yeah.
How is any of the fight CGI? I don't get it.
And another thing that I like the way that this movie references the older Godzilla movies. There's a little clip. Do you remember when they show I think it's in Rome, and Godzilla crushes this spray painted picture of himself from eating pizza and stuff. There's a bunch of stuff around it. It's like punch, 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 which is a reference to Jet Jaguar from Godzilla vs. Megalon. They have Save the Earth, which is Godzilla versus the Smog Monster, or Hedorah, you know what I'm saying? And then they have the Flying Saucers from Astro Monster, and then they have Skeleturtle on the other side. And what looks like Guiron from Gamera, I'm pretty sure it's Knifehead, but it looks like Guiron from Gamera. They threw in the references very subtly. You have to pause, look, be like, did I just see that? I went back and looked over it, and in a legal way, people were showing it all on Twitter and stuff. And I like all the small things. Somewhat biased. They referenced essentially my favorite Godzilla movies. They're just like, here you go, bing, 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 all the quick little references. So that's nice. I boosted it a little bit because of how...
We'll get into... there's a huge spoiler that I will not say, but...
that wasn't a spoiler. I was just throwing
I know,
Easter eggs.
but it references an old Godzilla movie. A massive plot point in this movie. We'll get into... Do you know what I'm talking about?
Maybe. You might have to remind me.
A monster thing.
Which monster thing?
There's an extra monster in this movie that we were not expecting.
That was a reference to another Godzilla
because
movie?
Godzilla versus blank. Godzilla fought him. And
Before?
now we'll get into the spoilers, I guess. I guess you're not picking up on what I'm putting down. Just to finish out my review, child actress. One of the worst child actress performers. Listen, I get that they're children. I get that she's a child.
Do you know who she reminded me of?
Who?
Jennifer Lawrence.
How?
She just sits there like this, like the
no.
crying face.
When is Jennifer?
Or wait,
Lawrence?
no. Who am I thinking? It might not be Jennifer Lawrence. Oh, who
are you
am I
talking
thinking
about?
of?
You're talking
it's the
about
woman with the crying face. She's always crying. It might be Anne Hathaway.
Lawrence Pugh.
It might be Florence Pugh. It's the one. She's always crying. I can't. My bad. You might edit at that. That's how.
Yeah. Jennifer Lawrence doesn't make that face. She makes any type of sadness or, by the way, her character is either like this holy spirit of a thing, like, my kingdom, or she's like this. Her face doesn't move from this. It's horrible acting. It's cringe. It's shit. There's a scene that's very like emotional that you know that they're probably going to reference down the line, and it's a major plot point. And then all of a sudden it cuts away to a Volkswagen red car, and you're just like,
oh dude.
I lost my mind. I was like, why are we doing this in movies?
So
why just have a fucking commercial in the movie now? Just have a commercial.
It's not just they did it in the Sonic the Hedgehog movie.
They did it in Detective Pikachu.
Yeah.
They did it in.
It looks like a car.
Barbie.
They did it in Barbie.
The chase scene in Barbie's horrific.
See, they did it in Transformers, but it looked completely different. You know what I'm saying? Like the first Transformers movie, you're not even.
It's
realizing.
the way the car is set up diagonally. Mm-hmm. It's the way that the light is beamed. It's the main focus of the shot. You're obviously getting paid by this car brand to put this car in there, and it takes you out of the movie.
It doesn't look like a movie. It looks like a car commercial. Like it looks like something you would see, and then they show you the APR 0%. Like that. It's horrible. Sonic looked like, oh, this is a car commercial and they're using Sonic. That might be the worst one I've ever seen.
If you want to have
a
car in the movie that you're getting paid from a brand or anything like that, make it an actual commercial, and then you zoom out of the TV and make it comedic. Or make it something funny we can laugh at.
Or make it into a transforming robot and make it cool. You know what I'm saying?
Not in the Kong versus Godzilla movie.
I don't know, dog. That would be Kong versus Godzilla versus the Autobots versus the Decepticons.
Okay, but like...
Okay.
You're right.
You see what I'm saying?
But yeah, that's the non-spoiler review. You're a little higher on it than me, and 1.2 points higher on it.
But now tell me about you're going into tell me about the callback, a monster that he faced.
So now this is spoilers, so if you haven't seen the movie, please go and watch it.
I remember the other monster. There's an ice monster akin to...
that's not the one.
What are you talking about?
Mothra.
I mean, oh yeah, but... Oh, yeah, but what about that?
It calls back to a previous Godzilla movie.
Oh, yeah, I mean, yeah, but that was... Mothra was in King of the Monsters, and then she died, and then she came back.
But it's in an old movie.
King of the Monsters?
Mothra. You said Godzilla versus Mothra happened in an older movie.
Okay. So there's Mothra, which came out in 1961, which is just Mothra. And then there's Godzilla versus Mothra, which came out in 1964. And then there's Godzilla versus Mothra again in the Heisei era, which came out, I'm pretty sure, 1991 or 1992.
So it's a reoccurring monster that you didn't know was in the movie. That's what I
said. Oh, yeah,
we
had no idea. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what I was talking about, Mothra.
Oh, I thought you were saying that. Okay, my bad.
Yeah, I didn't know Mothra was going to be in this. Spoiler stuff. The first 45 minutes... They're setting up these characters. The black guy from the past one, was the doctor one in the past one too. The doctor guy,
the Australian guy,
the one that guys reminds me of Ryan Gosling a lot.
I do not remember him at all in the other one. Like I don't remember him.
He reminds me of Ryan Gosling. Like Ryan Gosling could have played that role.
No, he could have if they had the money for him.
He did good.
He did.
I liked him a lot.
He was one of the more like I kind of like this guy type characters. Like
right.
Okay,
I like the black guy too. I don't know. There's something likable about him, even though he was cringe in the first 45 minutes.
He had some like moments where he was like. Like just like a little bit too like
I could kiss you on the mouth right now.
Yeah,
that was so good. That was funny.
Reminds us of somebody. Reminds me of somebody that talks like that.
Azel?
Yeah, my boy, but he talks like that. You know what I'm saying?
I'll suck your cock.
Stuff like that. And you're just like, all right, man. Whataburger's pretty good. You know what I'm saying? Like it's.
And movies like this, like I just recently watched Ghostbusters: Frozen Empire. I did a review.
You rewatched it?
No.
Oh, I thought you just said you recently rewatched it.
Recently watched it.
Man.
And did a review on it.
Man.
That movie is trying so hard to be funny and didn't make me laugh once. This movie, it's just naturally funny.
What did you think of Patton Oswalt in that movie?
Oh god. you know they literally just paid him to be a narrator. Like that's the scene. All the scene is him talking about the history of this demon that they're trying. Like that's all he's in it for. He's in the half of the trailer.
Yeah,
I don't know. Yeah,
it's because he's like a massive Ghostbusters fan.
It's such a bad movie.
It's rough.
It's bad.
It's rough.
But this one's fun. This one's like, hey, this one got me giggling. This one's got me laughing.
Godzilla, that is.
Godzilla X Kong.
Yes.
Godzilla X Kong, 6.6 out of 10, but you say 7.8.
7.8. It's a malleable score. I think it's
our average score is 7.2 out of 10.
Really, that's the average score. I would say this movie is slightly above average. I would say this movie is just slightly above average.
Yeah, it's fun. It's a fun movie.
It's a fun movie. For me, average is like 6. For me, average is like 6.6. You know what I'm saying?
Get through the first 45 minutes. Mm-hmm. Get through it. It's going to be a lot of shit that they're throwing at you for later.
This is a good movie to like pop an Adderall beforehand because they bang it. You gotta really
but
pay
no,
attention.
They start taking their time though once they get to Hollow Earth. They start
You're
taking their time,
and
it's like, okay, this is good.
Look at the camouflage. Look at this, and then like random thing will happen, and I'll be on a camera.
You know what it reminds me of?
What?
So much. Halfway through the movie, I was like, this is Guardians of the Galaxy.
It feels like Guardians of the Galaxy mixed with like Jurassic Park almost.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like
it has that type of humor. It has that type of action and that like funny action.
That's
and
really
shit.
good.
It's really it's good. But like the first 45 minutes are rough.
Very rough.
It is rough.
It's not. I say very rough. If you have the ability to get into it, if the first 5 minutes of them like clapping each other and a bunch of stuff happening and Kong running around, if that can get your attention, you're like, okay, I want to know what's gonna happen.
I forget. This movie opens up with Godzilla versus like crab monster in Italy. That was tough.
Boom, 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 and then like him sleeping in the Coliseum.
After that, the next 35 minutes is like, yo, let's get on with it here.
Yeah, like I was expecting it to be like the first 5 minutes the whole time. I was like, there's a movie called Godzilla Final Wars. If that's the one that we should watch, it came out 2004. The CGI is a little rough and they use suits and stuff. But at the same time, it's the most action-packed Godzilla movie that there ever was. He fights like 18 people in it. It's crazy. But I thought it was going to be like that based on the opening. And then it was like, it's like a dream, and then like she's in class and she's scribbling on the paper, and everyone's like, "Oh, what's going on?" And their mom's like, "I will do anything. I will do anything to keep her in my life. I don't know what's wrong with her. If you can figure out what's wrong with her, I'll take you to the Hollow Earth. I'll take you to the Hollow Earth." And then that's how the black guy gets involved. And he was from the last one. He beats up like they beat Mechagodzilla because he was like trying to get sober and stuff, and he always kept a flask of whiskey on him. And he was like, "Oh, when I'm gonna die or whatever, something happened."
That guy was an alcoholic.
He was an alcoholic.
Whoa!
Right? And then he like threw the alcohol on the control board and stuff, and it helped him beat. That was very like classical Godzilla type foil. So I like that. You know what I'm saying? Very simple, very like kids movie kind of style, but still it's a very intense fight. I liked him. You know what I'm saying? He had a decent like overcoming in that movie. I'm glad that he was one of the people that was brought back in this one. So I give it a 7.8. Maybe like a 7.6 if I can adjust.
Okay,
that.
if you're adjusting to 7.6, our average score is a 7.1.
I like that.
I like it.
I like
71% out of 100%.
You know what came out in 1971?
Don't tell me.
It's a Godzilla movie. So
okay, no.
It was Godzilla versus Hetero, which is one of the movies they shouted out in that movie.
Sicko mode.
Sicko mode.
We're going to move on.
It's metaphysical.
We're going to move on to Xmen 97. Now, I'm pretty much just going to be telling you about this.
That's fine with me.
Yeah. So, Xmen 97, before we get into that first, we have a little thing going on right now outside of the podcast that we're going to be talking about in future podcast episodes.
It's true. We're opening up a hospital.
No. I haven't seen a lot of your favorite movies.
That is true.
And you haven't seen a lot of my favorite movies and or TV shows.
Mostly the TV shows.
Okay.
Like I gotta catch up. Like this man has all of the best. He'll show me some stuff and I'll be like, okay, I need to watch, and then I just never
Ergo,
watch it.
Xmen 97, which you haven't seen, and I have. At least the first 3 episodes that have been released at the time of recording.
Only 3?
Only 3 episodes so far. It's going to be a 10-episode for season 1.
Okay, at the time of recording.
They're 30 minutes long, so they don't bullshit around either. It's not like no anime episode where
it's not like a cartoon. It's like a serious TV show. Okay.
Well,
I've seen the animation. The animation looks amazing.
You have no clue.
Okay, well, tell me about it.
So anyway, before we get on that, we have a thing going outside of a podcast right now where we're going to try to get to watch each other's favorite shit.
Yes.
Okay? And how we're going to do that is we have a deal going on. Mm-hmm. You haven't seen Haunting a Hill House.
Yeah, and if you want some exposition, I'm not really like a ghost movie kind of guy. I like more like a physical type vampire. There's a couple of ones that I'm like, okay, it's not like The Exorcist, you know what I'm saying? That original Exorcist movie messed with my head.
What'd you think of the original Conjuring?
The original Conjuring, which like
The Conjuring,
the 2012, when it came out, scared the daylights out of me. I was not wanting to rewatch it.
Here's what I'll say about Haunting Hill House to you who haven't seen it or to have seen it, and the people that have seen it will probably agree with me here.
Okay.
The Haunting of Hill House is not like any other horror movie or horror series, whatever you've ever seen. Okay. It is actual plot. The plot drives it home. It's like what you said for Godzilla -1. It's an anthology. It just happens to be a good movie with Godzilla in it. Haunting Hill House just happens to be a great movie. I call it a movie because, like, I don't really like to call it a TV show, but it is. It's 10 it's an episodic series. How about that?
It's an anthology.
Sure. I don't know what that word is, but episodic series I'll use. It's an episodic series that feels like one continuous movie. And it is brilliantly shot, brilliantly paced, brilliantly acted in. The actors, man. None of these guys were A-listers, B-listers, C-listers, and they just fucking came in and murdered the bitch.
And I can't dispute him on it because I haven't seen it. I have to take his word for it. But this guy is decently, I would say, like a pretty genuine good judge of acting. You know what I'm saying? Like he's...
Like the girl in Godzilla X Kong. I knew right away. This is absolute dog shit.
And I'll give her credit because she's young.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? She's got time. I've seen better child actors, maybe. I mean, if you count like Macaulay Culkin, you know what I'm saying? Or who's the kid from Secondhand Lines? Oh, you know who I'm talking about. I never remember his name. I can never remember his name. I can't. He's good in Secondhand Lines, though. That's for sure.
So the reason I'm bringing up the good things about Haunting Hill House and why it's different from any other haunting thing is that you just said you don't like really haunting shit or horror shit.
Really?
It's not, but I'm telling you right now, it is some of the best storytelling when it comes to a horror genre ever. The director, Michael Flanagan,
I've heard of him,
has directed Haunting of Bly Manor, which is the second season. Has nothing to do with the first season. It's just a separate, like, little...
I've heard it's not as good.
It's different.
Okay.
I'd say they're about even of how well they're made. It's just a different storyline, whether you prefer that storyline or the second storyline.
Would you rather watch, and this is a question, like almost like a would you rather question, would you rather watch Haunting of Hill House or the first season of True Detective? What would you...
Oh, fucking hell. Because they're very similar.
And I've seen the first season. I've seen all of True Detective.
They're very similar in the fact that it's one season and that's it.
Yeah.
And of those characters and that storyline and all that, it's just one season, that's it. They're both 10s.
They're both 10s? Which one would you say I'd rather sit down and watch?
I would only say True Detective because I'm not always in the mood for a little bit of haunting house shit.
Dude, that's true.
But I will say this.
Mystery?
I've rewatched The Haunting of Hill House more than True Detective. So maybe I'm contradicting myself there. But that's the thing, though. I think if you go back and rewatch True Detective, there's not many things early on in the series that you're like, oh my, like Interstellar shit. I never noticed that, and then because that comes later in the movie thing. Haunting Hill House has that. Haunting Hill House has that.
Really?
Haunting Hill House has that in every episode. So the first 2 episodes are great. They hook you right away.
Don't spoil me.
I won't. But after episode 5, it just went like episode 6 is maybe a total of 5 shots. Maybe a total of 5 cuts. It is one continuous shot for the most part of the movie, or most part of the hour.
Feels like a movie, though.
You have no clue. I'm just going to say this. When we watch it, we're going to watch it after this podcast, at least the first 2 episodes or something. You are going to be shocked at how good it is. You're going to be shocked. And like you're going to be like, how in the fuck world have I not seen this before? And on top of this, I know I've been talking about Haunting Hill House a lot. You're going to show me some of your favorite shit, too. Like what? Like Taxi. I haven't seen Taxi Driver. He loves Taxi Driver.
I might not show you that one. I might show you some, like, deeper stuff that I really want to show you.
Okay, well, like what? You said Venture Brothers.
Venture Brothers is... that might be the one.
And it's probably equivalent to the amount of time that, right?
Because it's 7 seasons, right?
How many lengths of episodes?
It varies, right? The first season's like 13 episodes. The second season's like 10. The third season's like 8.
Well, holy shit, that's more.
They're like 11 minutes long.
Really?
To like 22 minutes. They're like...
So it could be close to even.
It's about that even. It might be like 11, 12. And I have them on DVD too if we need to watch. That's the only, outside of Dragon Ball, which I dropped a bag buying all of Dragon Ball. Outside of that, and I'm not talking about the original Dragon Ball. I'm talking from Dragon Ball to Super to GT to Z to Z-Kai. I have everything. I have all the movies. I got the VHSs. I've even got the, what's it called? The West City Chase VHS. I got some rare shit. But we can get into that later. You know what I'm saying? I've got some nasty stuff.
So yeah, that's a little fun thing happening outside the podcast. Wasn't meant to be that long. Just look forward to our discussions and what we think of each other's shit. Moving on, we might watch both tonight. Or not all of it, of course.
Oh, I would love to show you an episode of Venture
Brothers
Brothers tonight.
I'm down. I'll show you an episode. We'll go episode for episode, or like, what was it? Like 3 episodes for 1 episode type of shit.
Oh, dude, 3 episodes of Venture Brothers tonight?
Let's do it. We're doing it.
Oh, dude.
Be prepared for next week when we talk about it. Am I pointing? Look at that. I'm pointing. I'm going to stop pointing.
No, but you got it right. You point again.
Point, but I'm in your camera.
But you're
I mean, your camera.
Okay, well, if you just cut
Anyway.
there, it looks good because you're pointing like right underneath your chin. It's got like it's a good shot.
Hell yeah, dude.
It's like actually
Okay,
decent.
moving on to Xmen '97. Okay,
You sure that?
I'm gonna take a little. We're gonna take a little second to talk about Xmen '97 because
subpoena.
it's not over yet. It's just getting started. And can I say,
Go ahead, say.
this is the best TV show I've watched in years. Years. The first 3, it's the best Marvel TV show by far. Better than Loki. Better than WandaVision. Better than
WandaVision?
Yes, better than
I
Echo.
hated. I'm not joking. I hated WandaVision.
Better than Echo. Better than Hawkeye.
It's pretty hard.
Better
to
than
do
all of
than
them.
Echo, dude.
Shut up. That's the worst one. It's better than all of them. And it's finally Marvel comes out with an animation that can rival DC's animation. I'm telling you right now.
Xmen maybe because it's the coolest, possibly the coolest superhero team ever assembled. Maybe like the Fantastic Four, maybe the West Coast Avengers, maybe the Avengers, probably the Xmen. You know what I'm saying?
So I will say this: spoilers from here on out. If you want to skip this part, go for it.
I want to skip this part. I don't know what's going to happen.
I'm not going to tell you major. I'm only 3 episodes in. How much of spoilers can I get?
Dude, you have no idea what can happen in 3 episodes.
That a lot happens. I won't give you everything. But I want to give you the premise of the show. Okay.
Yeah, Wolverine's looking at me angrily. He's like, "Oh, brother."
Okay, so let me tell you. Okay. The premise of the show is Professor X is dead. It happens in the first 2 minutes of the show.
Why would you tell me that? I wanted to see that. I would have been like,
They don't show him dying.
but they even just said
He
it. I'd be
He
like,
dies in the fucking comics. You're a comics guy.
Yeah, he dies, but I didn't know that was what this was gonna be about. I didn't realize this was gonna be.
If you look up any synopsis, they tell you it right away.
I haven't though.
Dude, can I just tell you about the show? It's 2 minutes into the show. It's literally the first scene. It's a news reporter telling you.
No, I'm joking. You're good.
Okay, stop doing that. 'Cause I want to get through this very quickly. And they need someone to lead the X-Men.
Oh, that's sick. Who do they choose?
Well, Cyclops takes on the role.
Oh yeah, that
naturally.
But then, Wolverine.
But Professor X leaves a will for someone. I'm not going to tell you who.
Tell me who.
You want me to tell you who?
Tell me who.
Magneto. Oh. Magneto's X-Men is the storyline of X-Men '97. And it is fucking brilliant.
Is it like buff Magneto too?
It's buff, old, white hair Magneto, and it is awesome,
with like
dude.
crimson outfit.
Yes.
Okay, we might also have to watch an episode of that.
We will. They're really short. I mean, they fly by at least.
I
but yeah,
got nowhere to be, brother.
it is, and we're kind of rained in. It's tornadoing and shit outside. But
yeah, my truck might be gone.
But let me tell you this, brother.
Unless I don't drive.
Episode 1 is brilliant, and episode 1 ends. Wait, no, that's episode 2. Episode 1 ends with a Magneto twist. Episode 2 ends with a Jean Grey twist. And then
I'd let Jean Grey twist me, huh?
And then episode 3 ends with a Storm twist.
I'd let Storm twist me, huh?
Dude, I'm telling you, this show is phenomenal, brother. Dude. I can't wait till you see this. It's the best Cyclops we've ever gotten, by far and away. I'm telling, dude, some of the shit he does is crazy.
If you haven't seen the original X-Men trilogy, Cyclops is more than decent.
I'm going to stop with the major spoilers because there's still more to go.
Yeah, you told me a lot already, brother. You told me a lot. I'm already, invested in the show. I haven't even seen it.
Yes, exactly. But I will tell you, the opening fight scene, Cyclops and Wolverine and all of them are falling from a plane.
Are they fighting each other in the air?
No, they're fighting Sentients off the brip.
Oh!
Yes!
The Sentinels?
Sentinels, sorry, yeah.
Talking about the ones from Days of Future Past?
Yes, but it's like the comic version of it.
Where they're all purple and white and stuff?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, they still look sick.
Look sick. Here's the thing. They're falling out of a plane, and Storm catches some people. Jean Grey can help people, fall out of the sky. And Cyclops is by himself. And then Cyclops looks at everybody, and he's like, all right, boys, meet you on the ground. And he just turns over and starts going down real fast, and he uses his beam to catch himself.
That's sick.
It's so sick. This X-Men thing is it's way more adult than I was expecting.
Okay.
It's like, how Avatar Last Airbender is great, but it's kind of kiddie, so it's like, you can enjoy it, but at the same time, it's like you're missing that essence.
It's kind of like Naruto. You know what I'm saying?
Well, no, not Shippuden.
No, I'm talking Naruto. Brew recording, right?
Yes. So, yeah. X-Men '97 is very mature. Okay. Very mature because of the storylines it's dealing with.
What's the TV rating? Is TV...
Mature, probably.
TVMA?
Or not mature.
TVMA?
Something like that.
TV 14.
You'll see an episode and you'll be like, "Wow, this is way more mature than I thought it was going to be." Right. I thought it was going to be kid. It's like the same. It's just they're renewing it.
Yeah, I would think it would be as well.
But no, it is different. It's way different.
Dude,
it's so good. And Wolverine, there's a side. Wolverine is not the main character of the show.
Damn.
He is. He's a vital piece of it. Of course, he's Xmen, and maybe he will become more important later on. Show that thing. So Wolverine is a big part of it. He's Xmen. He's the biggest.
Is he? So he is like a big part of it.
He is.
He's got speaking roles. He's in it.
But I think for the first 3 episodes, the main characters are Cyclops, Magneto, then Wolverine.
That's fine.
So it's a different take on X-Men.
But
we'll see how it goes. Hopefully, I
got
you. Hopefully, it doesn't fall off a cliff. I'm hoping not. But so far, it's been a 9.8 out of 10. It has really
9.8
for maybe a 10. Like I don't know anything wrong with it.
There's like 4 pieces of animation that I would say TV shows that I would give a 10. Like very rare cartoons.
See. Let's just say you'll see. Xmen 97, if you haven't gone and watched it, there's only 3 episodes released at this time. They release every Wednesday, so tomorrow there'll be a 4th episode. We record these on Tuesdays. So yeah, go and watch Xmen 97. That is the best thing I've watched recently is Xmen 97. Now let's get into probably the heated part of the show because we have watched a movie titled No Country for Old Men. And this movie, let's be honest, right? It's very highly regarded. It's very critically acclaimed. I think Javier Bardem get an Oscar for this?
I'm pretty sure he did. I'm not a big Oscar guy. You know what I'm saying? If you say, did someone win an Oscar for this? I'll be like, I know Leo won for The Revenant, and that's pretty much it because that was such a big deal.
Yeah. So it's critically acclaimed. It's like 90% all across the board on Rotten Tomatoes. It's great.
It's good.
It's great for the first hour and a half. Okay, but you want to get into it a little bit because you want to say something about the movie after I say something. So let me say something first, and you can respond.
So before anything gets said negatively about it, it's not told in a conventional way, or at least the narrative is not displayed in a conventional story.
That's always the sign for a supporter of a bad movie.
Not necessarily.
It's not told in a conventional way.
It's
you don't understand it.
No, there's definitely layers to it that you can definitely rewatch it, do some research on it, and go, okay, because I didn't understand it when I first watched it. I didn't understand it when I watched it the first 4 times. I had to watch YouTube videos, do research, and be like, oh, okay, this is actually kind of crazy. Watch it again and be like, this is decent. This is more than decent. It's close to a masterpiece. It's more than close to a masterpiece. And
I'm sorry, if your ending is that bad, it's nowhere near a masterpiece.
Because it's not about the money. It's not about any of the characters. It's about fate and death and how things work and operate in real life. Anton Chigurh is a symbolic reference of death. Like, that's what he represents. He wears the black clothes. He's got the hood as, his hair. It's like the bowl cut. It's like a hood. You know what I'm saying? And it's a complete chance system. That's why he uses the coin. But he couldn't do it for everybody because it's not Two-Face. It would just be like Two-Face. But he does it for 2 people. Okay. He doesn't do it for the one guy because the one guy's like, oh, I'm nobody. I'm just from accounting. Do you see me? He says, no, I don't see you. He doesn't kill him. It's implied that he doesn't kill him. He walks out the building. It's implied that he kills the girl at the end because he checks his boots for blood, makes sure that there's no tracks or anything, leaves it. But because she refused to play, that's why he killed her, because he's like, oh, I'm a psychopath. I'm going to operate on this fate, this one moral routine. He's always talking about morals and stuff.
Yeah.
I
have no problem with anything what you just said.
Okay.
The problem comes how they wrap up his story.
He gets hit by a car.
That's the whole problem with the movie. No Country for Old Men was a 10 out of 10 first hour and a half. After that hour and a half comes to a close, and they start their final 30 minutes, because it's a 2-hour and 2-minute movie, their final 32 minutes, it falls directly off a cliff. It falls all the way down to the bottom of the fucking sea, because...
It becomes more symbolic.
Hold on, I'll let you speak. Because... No Country for Old Men, if you haven't seen it, came out in 2007. Yep. Same year as There Will Be Blood. They were fighting for Oscar nominations about those movies.
Brother, those are both unbelievable movies.
And I haven't seen There Will Be Blood. We'll probably talk about that next if I watch it.
You will like that one a lot more than this one, probably.
So, first hour and a half, it is shot perfectly. The last 32 minutes is shot perfectly as well.
It's all shot well.
It's shot well. It is. I think it's directed pretty well. I think it's acted phenomenally. The main 3 characters, Tommy Lee Jones, Josh Brolin, and Javier Bardem, were perfect in this movie. Now, the issue comes in the most important part of the movie, plot and storytelling and screenwriting, okay? And let me tell you why. First hour and a half, we get 3 characters. Tommy Lee Jones, who's the sheriff of the town. Javier Bardem, who's this guy who hired by the Mexican cartel or some shit to get this briefcase full of money. And he's a psychopath. He doesn't give a fuck. He'll kill anybody in his way. And then Josh Brolin, who stumbles upon the briefcase and wants to keep it for himself. It's like a catch me if you can situation. People are chasing after people. People are running from people. It's pretty cool premise. Pretty cool premise in the old like Texas landscape. It's pretty cool. And the really good part about it is Javier Bardem is fucking sick in this movie, okay? His character, Segura or something.
Anton Chigurh.
Yeah, Chigurh.
He's a monster. He's an absolute monster.
Probably one of the better villains, I'd say. But
Ever?
he's like he gives me Joker vibes for sure. He gives me definitely psychopathic,
he's
crazy
almost
shit.
scary. He's almost scarier than the Joker to me.
Well, because he's more real than Joker.
You can almost reason with the Joker. You know what I'm saying?
No. No.
People do it.
You cannot reason with the Joker.
You gotta get on his level, my man.
No, not
You
on
gotta
his
let him
level.
know.
The people who quote unquote reason with the Joker are people who listen to the Joker. You cannot tell him what to do.
Mr. Freeze, I'm not talking about telling him what to do.
But reason is like compromising. Reason is like, hey, let's have an argument. Let's have this, hash this out. We'll figure something
That's
out.
not what I'm saying. I'm talking about when he's like,
When you-
I'm like, I could be like, hey, listen, man, what if we did this? And he'd be like,
No, he'd be like,
nah, man.
he'd shoot your brains out if you ever question anything.
I'm not talking about questioning anything. I'm talking about just
What
coming
do you
up with
mean
shit.
reason with him then? Reason means
I'm
we have
talking
a
about
debate.
I'm talking about if you are perusing the streets of Gotham City, man, and you have to, and the Joker just like, hey, what's going on? Hey. I think I would have the ability. He's like, hey, man. Hey, I'm gonna do something crazy with it. I said, hey, what if instead you do something crazy to me? What if we just
No, are you being serious?
100%.
No, you're not being serious because the Joker would never ask for advice. He knows what he wants to do.
I'm not saying asking for advice.
What you just said that's the example you fucking used.
He's not asking for advice. I'm talking about interjecting.
What's your definition of reasoning?
Meeting someone at their level and doing something. You know what I'm saying? It could be like,
That's relation. That's
playing,
relating to something. You can relate to the Joker.
I'm not saying I can relate to the Joker.
But that's what you said. To get on his level.
I'm saying
that means
I would
you can
have
relate to him.
I'm saying I would have the ability to get myself out of a situation with the Joker.
No, you cannot.
Man.
Nope. That
Mr.
dude is a
Freeze,
crazy.
the Joker.
That dude is a crazy motherfucker that you cannot reason with.
The only one that I would be really scared to deal with would be like Bane and like the Riddler, bro.
Man, we get so far off topic. I'm talking about No Country for Old Men, man.
Okay, well, you know what? That's the way she goes.
The Joker, in my opinion, is a more iconic villain. I think he's performed better, believe it or not. But Javier Bardem, in this movie, his villain character role is flawless, perfect. It's up there.
Wonderful.
It's up there. Now, the issue comes with this movie, for me, and you disagree. My brother who watched it with us disagrees. But it is very clear to me to see that the 3 main characters, none of their conflicts get resolved in a good or bad fashion. For example, in Infinity War, I relate this movie to Infinity War quite a bit because guess what? The good guy loses in Infinity War.
They do.
Their conflict in their movie gets resolved. It's not resolved in the way they wanted to. They lose, but it's resolved. Mm-hmm. Thanos wins. His conflict's resolved. So, in this movie, tell me who wins or loses in this movie.
Tommy Lee Jones.
He doesn't win or he doesn't win or lose.
Yeah, he was involved in.
He's the most pointless character in the whole movie. He doesn't win or lose. He's there to be cool, and he's not even. he's there to be cool, bro. What does he do in the story that's so dramatically like interesting?
Well, he investigates the case.
Does he get anything done in the case?
Yeah. They track Chigurh. They find out about Chigurh. They like know what he is. They find out what he is.
Did they get him?
No.
Do they know where he is?
The whole point
Hold
of
on,
him.
Answer the questions. Do they know where he is?
No, he gets off.
Do they know how to get him? Did they catch him? Did they catch the bad guy? No.
It's not about that though.
So it's an ongoing case. Does he keep ongoing, or does the case lose, or does he retire?
It starts off the film, right, with him talking about him being a sheriff for like 25
years. My father before me.
Yeah, right. And
that was good.
Yeah, it was
a little deeper voice, but yeah, I got it.
That's how he starts it off, right? And the whole film is about. And then later, the whole film is about fate. But later in the film, they talk about. You remember when it's him and the old guy, and maybe your brother was talking through this part. But they were sitting in the diner, right? And they were talking. It was right after Llewellyn Moss died. He got killed by the Mexicans, who were also the people who hired him, Anton Chigurh, which is also why he didn't care that he died. He was able to go on about it because he still got paid. Everything was fine.
Tell me about Tommy Lee Jones, please.
Tommy Lee Jones is there because he's not like a symbol for anything. He's more like
exactly. Thank you for
just listen.
He's not really anything in the movie at all.
No, but he talks about him being a sheriff for 25 years. And then he has the conversation with the guy in the diner, and he's talking about what the world is coming to, and everything's becoming so violent, how awful everything is, right? And then he goes to his brother in the cabin, and he tells him about the story about his, I think it was his great grandfather, somebody getting shot and killed on the front porch in 1908 by some Indians, right? Bunch of dialogue.
The reason you like Dunkirk is because it has no dialogue.
The reason I like Dunkirk is just because it's almost perfect.
One
in
of
the
your
way that it's
reasonings
told.
for liking Dunkirk is that it has zero to few dialogue.
Yeah, and
this one is dialogue driven in the back half of this movie. It is nothing but dialogue and a car crash that comes out of nowhere. Let me finish my point.
That's fate.
Finish your point on
That's
Tommy
fate.
Lee. Finish your point on Tommy Lee. I will then finish my point about the movie. Go ahead.
Well, a lot of people like to think that the world is getting worse and everything is getting worse all the time. And what's the world coming to? But it's meant to represent that everything has always been like this, and whatever happens is going to happen. You can't control it. Even if you abide by a certain set of morals and you think you're above something, nothing really matters. You're going to you will get hit by a car, even if you operate purely by chance. Like, you know what? Not even him, the character himself, is like straight. Like, he's not immune to fate. He's not immune to chance. He can get hit by a car, even if he goes through the green light just as everything's supposed to. Even if he doesn't stop, somebody can mess him up because somebody else is breaking the rules.
So in the movie, I like your premise of what you're saying. Love it. 50% when he flips the coin, your chances of dying, right?
Unless you choose not to participate.
Chance and fate. You're dead. Chance and fate, right? Mm-hmm. Of death. Mm-hmm. Death, chance, and fate. When he gets hit by the car, it's chance and fate, right? Mm-hmm. Does he die?
No.
Okay. What's the point of the car crash then?
To let him know.
To let him know. He doesn't show any signs of realizing that, any chance can happen to me. No, he says, give me the shirt, kid.
And he goes, how much for the shirt? And he goes, you can have it, and he gives him $100.
It doesn't show that he's learned his lesson in any type of way. There's no lesson learned from him. There's no conflict resolution for him. Tommy Lee Jones is just there. He doesn't have any conflict resolution in the story. And Josh Brolin...
He does have a conflict resolution.
No, he doesn't. He retires and just says this monologue about a dream he had about Texas Rangers. It has nothing to do with the story.
He has the dream about his father going on and carrying the torch, and a lot of that has to do with the fact that
he carried on the torch. Does he have a kid? Does he talk about his kid?
Tommy Lee Jones is his kid.
Does he have a kid that's going to carry on the torch? No. There's no point in him being in the movie. There's no point. There's absolutely no point for Tommy Lee Jones to be in the movie. Why is he in the movie? To take up time, because the rest of your plot fucking sucks. I'm sorry, but the main plot point of the movie, hour and 15 minutes worth of the movie, you can agree to this, is Josh Brolin running away from Javier Bardem.
Well,
hold on, let me finish. I did not interrupt you. When Javier Bardem gets to the end, final 30 minutes, after Josh Brolin is dead, his whole thing was to get the money, which he didn't get. His whole thing was to kill Josh Brolin. He made a promise to him, I will kill you and your girlfriend, or wife, sorry, which he didn't get all of it. He killed his girl, he killed his wife. He did not.
He promised to.
He promised to kill him too. He didn't get to kill him.
Because he's already dead.
Some irrelevant characters, which we don't even know who. We just know it's a group entity.
The people who the money belonged to.
Well, no, it didn't belong to them. They were getting the money for the drugs. They killed everybody too.
So it's their money.
I guess, but it's like
they also came back and got all the drugs out of the back of the truck.
Other than 5 minutes of this movie, the Mexicans in this movie, which are the group Mexican cartel, do not have any relevance in the main storyline. Have any relevance?
They're after the money.
They're after the money.
It's their money.
So
it's $2 million.
Hold on. Let me get this straight. The only people that have their conflict resolution resolved are the people that are in it for maybe 5 minutes of the fucking movie. Is that correct or incorrect?
Yeah, that's correct. That's the way it goes.
That's a shit movie. I'm sorry.
I don't think that constitutes a shit movie.
None of our characters get our conflicts resolved. Our main characters, none of the three main characters, not even the wife, none of our... It's just pointless. It's just, hey, this is the story. We're not even going to focus on the people who win or lost. We're going to focus on people who just didn't win or lose.
That's Tommy Lee Jones. He retired, and he finally found something that he didn't understand. He met what he didn't understand. Everything that he was talking about in the movie, he finally was like, okay, yeah, well, things have always been this bad, and I finally ran into something I didn't understand. Then he talked about his movie. His father died before he did. You know what I'm saying? And that's why he kept going, because he's still making fire. He's still camping, you know what I'm saying? And he kept going because he's been
Tommy Lee Jones retired because he couldn't catch Javier Bardem.
Correct.
Horrible way to end that character.
I don't think
horrible.
so. I really don't think so.
And to end that character, so the closest resolution to a character we got was Tommy Lee Jones, correct or incorrect?
Yeah.
Out of the three main characters, Javier Bardem, Josh Brolin, and Tommy Lee Jones, which one had the least amount of character development, storytelling, screen time, all of it? Which one had the least?
The least amount of storytelling. Oh, Tommy Lee Jones out of those.
So
three.
the only the people that got their conflicts resolved, even in the slightest, even though I'll disagree with you, Tommy Lee Jones, are the Mexican Cartel and Tommy Lee Jones, and they are in the least of the movie. Our two main characters don't get any conflict resolution at all, and that's the whole fucking point of telling a story. This movie is ass because I left the movie feeling like that was the worst ending of all time. The most important part of the movie, top two, are the beginning and ending. And more importantly so is the ending, is how you wrap up your story, how the audience leaves the theater, how the audience leaves your TV screen and going home. It doesn't do it well. The beginning is great. It's so good. I'll get 10 out of 10 hour and a half movie. After that hour and a half is over, the final 30 minutes, it falls off the giantest cliff. It falls off Mount Everest.
It's definitely not as oh my god, it's definitely not as much like that as the first hour and a half. But I disagree. I don't think it falls off at all.
We're just going to have to agree to disagree.
It's like the song "That's Life" by Frank Sinatra. It's a great song, even though it's more or less talking about there's no resolution. It's just that's life. That's what all the people say. Riding high in April. Got shot down in May. You know what I'm saying? That's just the way she goes. Sometimes the people who are barely involved, who just have all the entity stuff belongs to, those are the only people who get their stuff resolved. Those are the only people who make away with it. Because the only people who meant to. The people who are too emotionally invested, the people who are constantly going after being violent about it, the ones who are actually doing the cat and mouse game, those are the ones that are going to get killed. That's more realistic.
So the only difference I think in some songs, rather than all movies, is some songs are just there to say something. Movies are not there to just say something. They're there to tell a story.
There's a lot of movies that do that.
Hold on. There's movies there to tell a story, which means there's character development, which means there's conflict resolution, which means there's exposition, rising action, climax, falling action, and resolution. Every movie on planet Earth has that, even though most, I'd say, I don't know how to say this, a lot of movies do it awful. Doesn't mean they still don't have it, right? Songs don't really have all that. They just, hey, this is my broken heart. This is how I feel. It's not really character development. Some songs do, absolutely. Some songs, great storytelling. But a song like that's just like, this is how it is to be a man. Like who gives, like, it's not even.
That's Life is more than just, that's one of the greatest songs ever made.
Sure. Okay. I mean, again, we had this conversation beforehand. Music or movies? I'm taking movies.
It's hard. It's a hard argument.
That's where we disagree, I guess, because to me, movies mean a lot to me, and I'm very passionate about movies more than anything else in my life. And when I see a movie just absolutely ruin so much potential, in my opinion, okay, you don't believe this, it breaks my heart. And it broke my heart. It pissed me off. It made me mad. Same feeling I had for Castaway. And the endings to those characters are just horrible. Especially to do it to our main character. It's just horrible. You don't even get to see his death. He's just lying on a fucking ground like a piece of garbage. And it's just like we rooted for him the whole time, and that's the fucking ending you're going to give him. He's lying in a motel that we don't even know where it is with a hole in his chest, and Mexicans running off with money. It's a horrible ending to his character. I don't care what you say. And you will disagree, obviously.
It's the ending to his character.
Which is a bad one. What
was the movie that we were talking about downstairs? Where I was like, you're like, well, that's the ending. That's what you get. That's how it goes. That's how it was produced. That's what you get.
I think my brother was talking to you about that.
That was it. Oh, maybe.
I don't think I ever have said I liked a movie like that. This is what you get. I said all movies are like that. He said this is what you get sometimes. I'm like, well, that's every movie. We don't control what happens in a movie unless we made the movie. We get what we get. Like, it doesn't mean I can then say objectively this was a bad way to end the story. You know what I mean?
And that's kind of my point. That's life. We're not God. We don't make the movie. You know what I'm saying?
I can shit on a movie if I think it's bad.
Okay, that's fine. Absolutely.
That's all I'm doing.
Yeah.
By the way, I just got a glimpse of planes, trains, and automobiles over there.
Made you a little happier?
Made me a little happier. I'm good. I'm good now. Let's talk about a more depressing movie. How about that?
Oh, yeah. Grave of the Fireflies.
First of all, before we get into that, Just a little second. Do you watch anything this week other than the?
Did I watch anything? I watched Venture Brothers. I know I did that.
Anything you haven't seen before?
Anything that I haven't seen before.
That you wanted to just mention a little bit, because we're just doing a lot of shit we watched together.
Oh, let me think. Outside of Godzilla, I don't think so. Actually, I really don't think
just
so.
Just making sure. Just catching up.
Nothing,
you will. Yeah. Hey, next time you see him, he will have watched Haunting at Hill House a little bit. So
some of it. Nothing that I haven't seen. I did watch something that I did want to show you. And it's something now that I'm very curious to see what you would react to. Every once in a while, I'll come back to this movie. I have it, I'm pretty sure, number 3 all time on my favorite 500 list. It's 8.5 by Federico Fellini.
Oh, okay.
It's told unconventionally, but it's made by a movie director who loves movies. It's about movie making. It's about a movie director by a movie. It's. I'm not going to get into it because I want you to see it. It's black and white with subtitles. I hope that doesn't completely
No. It doesn't murder it. It used to, but not anymore.
He's a cultured individual, ladies and gentlemen.
Now, just going back to No Country for Old Men for just a split second.
Okay.
It just reminded me. But hey,
you remind me.
You don't have to say anything if you don't want to. But
okay.
Uncut Gems. The ending to that movie.
Yeah.
He dies.
He dies. Yeah, he gets shot.
But guess what happens? His conflict is resolved. And that's why it is a good movie.
His woman gets the money.
His woman gets the money. He died. Horrible way. It's not the storybook ending, but it's still a good ending because every conflict,
a massive kick in the nuts.
Every main character in the movie gets a conflict resolution. That's a good ending, no matter what it is. That's just my opinion, and that's the difference between those two movies. They're incomparable. They're two different types of movies, but you know.
Both are great.
No. Last movie I want to talk about that I watched this week. I watched this movie. It has a little bit of nostalgia for me when I was younger, but now.
Littlefoot, or was it The Last Dinosaur?
No, I'm talking about Walk the Line.
Oh boy.
Walk the Line. When you watch this as a younger kid, there's no way you could get the movie. No. Absolutely not.
You watch this as a younger kid, you're like, oh wow, nice. He's doing the stuff that's cool going on.
Yeah, no. When I watched it a couple days ago, I'm 23 years old. Wow. Just wow. It makes you respect Johnny Cash. It makes you respect
Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah, dude, it is brilliant. I just want to say that out there. We don't have to talk about it too much. But that movie deserves way more respect than it ever gets, ever.
We should honestly shout out movies that we think people haven't seen just to put people on if we can.
Well, I mean, I think a lot of people have seen that movie. I just don't think people realize how good it actually is because we all saw it when we were maybe younger.
That's true. But we should definitely be shouting more movies out.
I agree. Walk the Line. Go see it. It's older. It's 2006, 7, 5 in that area. Maybe 8. I don't know. But it is it's older for sure.
I want to say 8.
But Joaquin Phoenix, that might be my favorite role he's ever been in, because he did all the vocal. He sang in that movie. Hardly any ADR, at least noticeable ADR.
He gets the credits for it too.
Shout out to Joaquin Phoenix. Shout out to Walk the Line. Shout out to Johnny Cash. Rest his soul. Last thing, it'll be our final segment, and then we're gonna head out for the day. Would you rather? We haven't done one of these yet.
Oh, we haven't.
We haven't done one on these podcasts yet. I have a whole big old fat list of would you rathers. Are you ready?
You're gonna kill me, huh?
Would you rather die by me or by me?
I don't like that question. I'd rather kill myself. Next question. I'm joking.
All right. Would you rather, to end the episode off, we got a couple of these. Here we go. First one.
Okay.
Would you rather have 1 minute convos, 1 minute conversations with your past or future self? Which one?
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Okay, does the past change what I am now? Or is it just like, hey,
No, so I think it's a moral dilemma, right? Because this is how I see the question. Your past self, nothing's going to change to you.
I mean, I was always cool, and so probably not then. I'd just be like,
hold on. But there's probably some things.
Tesla stock.
It's like either you want to be selfish or unselfish.
Bitcoin.
Hold on. Jesus Christ. You either go back in time and help out your younger self. Hey, I want you to have a better life than what I have. At least the best life you could possibly have up until my point. I want you to know these things. It's unselfish. Or do you want to be selfish and go talk to your future self so you can take back the information you have to the present day for your future self?
Give me the future self. I'm being selfish.
I would too, I think, but it just shows we're a little bit more selfish on the selfish side.
Well, I would be like, hey, what's something that blew up that I can invest in that's on the stock market in 2022 that's like a penny stock and just blows up?
See, I have a weird thing with money. I don't want to get handed money.
I mean,
I might be weird like that. A lot of you probably would take money. But I want to know, like, I just want to know, like, how can I get where I want to go?
Money.
Well, no. I mean, yeah, obviously money, but what the fuck are you going to do with I want hard-earned money. I want fucking to be rich. I obviously want to be rich. I obviously want to have great, but I want family. I want my wife. I want kids. I want, and money can never buy you that. Just letting you know that now.
It makes it easier, though.
It'll attract the wrong people, for sure.
Well, I mean, if you're not flaunting it, if you're doing it the right way, money just makes everything easy. But you just have to, when you get that money, you have to be able to contain your ego.
Money does not make everything easier.
If you have the ability to contain your ego, yes, it does. You can just live life.
Oh, yeah. You getting just $1 billion right off the bat, your ego's going to be contained. Fuck no.
If you have the ability to
Do you know the suicide rate of people that win the lottery? It's staggering.
It wouldn't be me.
I guarantee you every single one of those motherfuckers said that.
Oh, I'm just being real. I know me. I operated at a
They knew them,
frequency.
Jack. They knew them.
Clearly not, because they killed
Jack,
themselves.
everyone wants to act like they're going to be different, but history will repeat itself. If you've never had money in your life and you get the lottery money, you wouldn't know what to do with the money, and you might say, "Oh, I know what to do with the money." You never had that money. You never knew what to do with that money. And then if it's all gone,
mutual funds, my friend, the Roth IRA.
First, it's not. It's like not guaranteed that you're going to lose all the money. So, say you keep all the money. Say you get even more money from it.
Mm-hmm.
You're still going to probably have ruined relationships because everybody's going to be asking for money. Everybody's going to see you as a money object. It's going to ruin almost every aspect of your life.
I don't think I have people like that in my life.
Why do you think cliches are a thing? Why do you think the cliche more money, more problems is a thing?
So I have probably 5 people that I mess with on a genuine level. None of them would do that.
You don't know that.
And here's the thing, I know that because they wouldn't have to. Everything that they need, I would be able to. I would be like.
But then it becomes an expectation at that point. I wouldn't want even if say I won the lottery, I would never enter the lottery because I don't want lottery money.
I'm not really a lottery guy.
But I'm just saying that's what we're talking about, right? That's what we're like. Hey, would you rather have?
You're just saying like if you won. I wouldn't kill myself if I won. I would know for a fact.
No, it's not like I won the lottery. Let me go kill myself. It's it's the after effects of all the money that you get is what kills people. For example. We know rappers today that get a bunch of money, don't know what to do with it. What do? They're drug addicts now.
Because they don't know what to do.
They kill themselves with drugs. Exactly!
No, that's not me.
How do you know, Jack? You never had that money before.
I'm not just going to start taking a bunch of drugs that I'm not comfortable with. I'm not comfortable with that stuff. I know what I am.
But then you'll start taking more drugs because you have more money, and then every drug is a gateway drug. It leads to something higher. I'm telling you, I don't
want to do anything.
Money ruins people, brother. I'm telling you right now. Jeff Bezos was happily married before he got all his money. Got his money, guess what happened? She divorced him. Money causes problems.
And that might be a little conspiracy, though. I wouldn't put a whole lot of stock into that.
I'm just saying. Baseline, whether you want a conspiracy or not, the fact of the matter is they were happily married beforehand. They start this business, have all this wealth. Their marriage falls apart. Hey. It's just what it is, man. Money destroys relationships. It absolutely does. It's the number one cause of destruction in marriages. It's the number one cause of destruction in friendships, in family members, all of it. Because the moment you get money, you become a dollar sign to everyone. It doesn't matter how much they care about you. It doesn't matter about, my people wouldn't do that. It's money, dude. It destroys because it's so powerful in this world. And if you let it control you, you will succumb to the nature of its destruction.
Yeah, I'm different.
I just cooked. Come on.
I'm just different than that, though.
That's your only argument, is that you're different than every fucking person on the fucking planet. Sure, man. I thought I made a good point there. You couldn't even give me props.
Anyway, you made a decent point.
No, you didn't say that, though. It's okay.
It's okay. Your point applies to the...
I fucking cooked, and all you can say is, I'm not that person.
You cooked off camera, though.
Why?
I'm joking. Tried to get you off your high horse for a second.
Why would you do that? I'm not on my high horse. I was pissed off at you for not giving my props that I deserved.
No, you deserve it.
I fucking cooked.
You did very good.
Cooked, brother.
You spoke very well.
I cooked, brother.
However, it wouldn't happen to me. Because money only elevates who you are as a person.
No, it doesn't.
If I'm more me... because it's like, if you're an asshole, money's just going to make you a bigger asshole, right? If you're a hoe, money's going to make you a bigger hoe somehow, right? Me, I'm just going to be more me. What am I going to have? More comic books? More vinyl records?
I'm not going to get into your personal life.
You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no real drama anymore going on. I don't care about none of that stuff, man. I just want to relax.
It's also the people you attract in your life once you have money. At least the people you have in your life now right?
I know how to
know
weed
who
the
you are.
psychos out now.
Check. All right, dude, you know everything. There's nothing to be taught to you.
I'm like
You can't learn a lesson in life because you've already learned it all. You're perfect.
I've seen the scriptures.
Okay, anyway, we're going to move on to the next Would You Rather.
I was there when they were written.
This is a little bit more lighthearted. Would you rather have Iron Man's abilities or Batman's abilities?
So would I rather have money or money? I guess probably it'd be easier if you said who would I rather be, right? Because I'd be like, give me Batman, right?
Who would you rather be?
I'd rather be Batman because the respect he has is top notch, bro. That brother just commands.
Of course,
respect.
you'd pick Batman because of the previous question. You want to be handed money. He got that money for nothing. For
So
his
did
parents
Tony
dying.
Stark.
He built an empire, brother.
His father did. Howard Stark.
No, he had nothing. He came out with the Iron Man suit and he had everything. What are you talking about here?
That's not what built Stark Industries, though. Like, have you seen the first movie?
It was definitely a dying. It was a weapons selling thing.
He was selling weapons in the very first scene. He was making money.
And then his character
he was
arc.
a billionaire.
No. His character arc.
Yes, he was.
His character arc then goes into something more of the Iron Man suit and shit. It's more
because he was in a cave with nothing but scraps. He had nothing to do.
What'd I say about this? It's okay. You just don't listen.
He was in a cave.
Yeah, that makes it a whole lot better. Don't do this. Do this, brother. It swivels. Anyway, okay. Sorry for the audio. You guys are probably getting destroyed right now.
Yeah, you guys can deal with it too, because this man's talking insane right now.
No, I'm not.
They were both handed money.
No, okay, yes, but on a whole different level than Batman. Batman is secretive. No one knows who Batman is.
Then that's cooler.
Everyone knows who Iron Man is.
I would rather be Batman.
I'd rather be Iron Man. I'd rather work for
Imagine just walking around with a normal suit on, just like, I'm Batman.
I'd rather be Iron Man.
Yeah, because that's crazy.
I'd rather be Iron Man.
I'd rather have a metal
suit. His power is way.
I'd rather have.
I'd rather have boomerangs. I'd rather have boomerangs and a wingsuit that I can fly, or a jetpack for hands. What do you? Iron Man all day.
Give me a cape. Give me the jetpack with the wings. Give me the bat wing. Give me the bat submarine. Give me the Batmobile. Give me the bat cave. Give me all the bat suits that he has. He's got like the subsonic bat suit. He's got the. I got it in the back. The zebra bat suit from Detective Comics 275. He's got all the different bat suits, brother. He can dress up too.
Batman lives a way more depressing life.
Yeah, he's like, Yeah, that's me. He's basically me. He's me. I am Batman.
Says the person dressed in all colorful shit today.
I'm disguising myself.
I'm the one in all black. I should be Batman, but I choose Iron Man because I am smarter than you.
Bruce Wayne actually is like a cool guy, and so I'm saying, you're like Iron Man, and you're like, oh, you don't know what it's like being inside the black hole, whatever. That's nothing. He's like, oh, the black hole, it got to me. I don't know. Oh, dude, that was so
Batman
scary.
is scared of rodents.
He's not scared of bats.
He's scared of bats.
He's not scared of bats.
He is scared of bats.
He was as a child. He's not anymore.
Iron Man is scared of fucking
He now
nothing.
uses fear as a weapon.
You're not. What did Captain America say?
He uses fear as a weapon.
What did Captain America say in Avengers? He's like
probably something corny and lame.
No, he said you're not the guy to lay down and put a sacrifice and lay down on the line. And then what does Iron Man do in that movie? He sacrifices himself. He's had the big.
And that was a good movie.
What kind of character development other than the Mask of the Phantasm is like?
Mask of the what, man? Phantasm.
Mask
What
of
you
Phantasm.
talking about, the man, dude?
Mask of the Phantasm. Is that not the title of the movie?
What movie?
The animated movie Mask of the Phantasm.
Oh, I thought you were talking about some Avengers movie. I don't know what you're
talking about. Batman. He has no character arc except for like animated shit.
Have you not seen The Dark Knight Rises?
Shut up, dude. Anyway, yeah, I'm tripping. He does have character arc, but Iron Man's character arc in the MCU is probably one of the better superhero in cinema.
No, it's not.
Are you?
No,
bro.
I'm joking. I'm trolling.
You're so dumb, dude.
I'm trolling.
All right, next. Would you rather? Would you rather?
That was a long. Would you rather?
Control. The first one was longer. I hope you know that. Would you rather be Iron? Oh, sorry. Would you rather control fire or water? Would you rather control fire or water?
Now, does that mean like if a flood is coming, I can stop it?
Yeah.
Give me that. Give me that. And if there's a fire, give me the ocean.
I think it's cooler to control fire, though.
It is cooler. It's a lot cooler, dude.
I don't know.
Imagine being able to light a lady's cigarette. You know?
But like logistically, I'd control water.
Logistically, yes.
But for coolness, for toughness, I want to be Human Torch.
Yeah, I would rather be the Human Torch.
Would you rather be Katara or?
It's not even close.
Katara or Zuko? Like, be real.
Not even close.
Zuko.
With the. Come on now.
Come on now. Would you rather be stuck in Friends, the TV show, or Breaking Bad?
Can I make money in Breaking Bad?
It depends.
Hmm.
You're stuck in that universe.
Either way, I'm probably gonna like die. You know what I'm saying?
You're gonna die in Friends?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna. I'm not saying that I can't. Absolutely not, dog.
Oh shit.
But maybe, probably Friends. They got
cool friends.
They can cook. Monica can cook.
Ross is cool.
Ross is funny. Yeah.
You're not gonna say
he's
cool?
got good hands.
I it's a good friend group. I think that's more important than selling meth.
Save him some money. You know what I'm saying? Bill Burr was there.
See, I'm more of a I'm a people person, and he's more of a money launderer.
Yeah, I'm the finesse twin.
All right. Would you rather? Oh, this is good. Would you rather all Marvel content not exist, or all Batman content not exist? Just Batman. DC still exists, Marvel still exists, but Batman is wiped from existence. Or would you rather get rid of all of Marvel?
That's not an easy question.
It's not.
It's not an easy question.
I came up with all these.
That makes you realize how strong Batman is as an individual character.
The best superhero of all time.
Yeah. I know he's not your favorite. Respect to Spider-Man.
Yeah, he's not my favorite. He's my second favorite, but he's the best.
See, and I can respect you for getting like the objective. I can get that. I respect that.
Hey, I'm an objective guy here.
Oh, dude, yeah, I'm an objective guy. No Country is just objectively a horrible movie.
Agreed. Thank you. We're on the same page.
So moving on. Batman versus Marvel is really tough because Marvel has produced arguably my favorite comic books. And I love comic books. I like the art. I like the history. I like the history of the characters, the way they used to look. There's something about it that just warms my heart all time. I mean, just for a little thing. This is my favorite comic book ever printed, Amazing Fantasy 11. It says adult fantasy. It was 4 issues before the very first introduction to Spider-Man in Amazing Fantasy 15. That's, I don't know, something about the cover, something about the Ditko art. Then we got the Fantastic Four with the Ant-Man. You know what I'm saying? Number 16, some old stuff. I mean, just something about it. Like, that's just like when I look at it, I'm just like, oh, it warms my heart so much.
You want to get rid of all Batman content?
That's
animated
impossible.
Content's gone.
That's what I'm saying. Like
live action, the best superhero movie ever made is gone.
But then X-Men's gone too. You know what I'm saying? Like
true.
I might have to say goodbye to Batman because
that is crazy though. It's a tough question. I would probably get rid of Batman as well.
Hard. I say that begrudgingly, like very begrudgingly. That's my favorite superhero all time. Not even hard.
Okay. Would you rather never watch Good, the Bad, and the Ugly again, or never have sex again?
I've seen The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly like 50 times. I could probably go without it. I'm even joking.
But you thought about it for a second, though.
Had to, yeah. I could go without it. I really could.
Never again, dude. Your favorite movies, you never see it again.
I have 499 other ones to look at. You know what I'm saying?
But there's other ways to get off, though.
Yeah, I don't really want to.
Hey,
it's not me.
Head is still available.
Head is still available? Oh, my. I'm sorry.
Head is still available.
Hey, that's a thinker. For right now, I'm going to say No Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, though.
Okay.
Head is rare nowadays.
No, that was good. All right. Would you rather have the Avengers fighting for you or the X-Men fighting for you?
Lord, give me the Avengers. That's not like they got Thor and the Hulk and Doctor Strange and Black Panther and Captain America.
Jean Grey?
Yeah, but that are they fighting?
Professor X?
Are the X-Men trying to kill me?
Yeah.
Oh God.
The other group is trying to kill you.
Okay, do you want Thor after your ass? Be real. Do you want
Professor X is controlling Thor's mind, so I'm good.
He got a helmet on.
Hulk's mind. Hulk wouldn't be able to get mad enough. Because Professor X will be like, no, you cannot get mad anymore.
Maybe the X-Men, but you got to think you got Black Panther.
Think of how is Wolverine gonna die? Any of the
X-Men versus that whole lineup that came out in Endgame at the very end. Like that's the X-Men versus that coming in.
Well, we haven't seen an X-Men movie where all of them are lined up. There's a lot more.
Last Stand.
They don't get like individual like.
They're kind of lined up.
But they're not lined up like Avengers from like 30 plus movies. They had 3 movies to get all that shit
that's
done.
True. Okay, that's true.
They had a tenth of what they had. But like...
And they still cooked. But nah,
I think they could have ended it way better. But
they kept it going.
movies have this, especially Hollywood movie, like high production. They have like a time limit on. Like, just stop with the time limit shit. Like, I'm so tired of people rushing through the endings and rushing through beginnings.
Dude.
Anyway, but yeah, I'm taking the X-Men just because of the mental power the X-Men have. No Avenger can really get on that level of mental capacity like Jean Grey and Professor X can.
Magneto's also crazy strong.
Well, and he is technically a part of the X-Men. He is. So yeah,
Magneto is crazy strong.
Thor is like fucking. Magneto could put a baseball stadium on top of Thor.
Thor's eating that.
Yeah, but then Professor X can just come in and, hey, you're not mad anymore.
Theoretically.
He can control his mind. He can control anybody's mind with that little
But he's like a god of thunder, though. We don't know how strong. Like, we really don't know. You know what I'm saying? Actually, if Scarlet Witch could do it.
Well, remember we said Wolverine is beating Thor.
How did he do that again?
Because Wolverine's power is cellular regeneration. He's not going to be able to die from Thor's lightning.
What about the hammer?
Okay. Blunt objects do not work on Wolverine.
Maybe repeated use via a god of thunder.
There's a reason Wolverine dies of pretty much natural causes in Logan. He dies through his thing.
Because he is a normal man.
No, because he gets old.
Yeah.
He dies of old age pretty much.
He's a normal man.
But like, Prime Wolverine is not getting killed by anything.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, unless
and neither is Deadpool.
You could like blip him out of existence, like Franklin Richards could take.
Neither is Deadpool, and they have the fire guy, they have the ice guy, they have Nightcrawler. Dude, X-Men is whooping Avengers, whooping them.
That's a hard one. That is
the fuck is Iron Man gonna do with Nightcrawler?
Bing, bing, bing.
But Nightcrawler's like
bing.
Nah, it's over. It's over.
Bing.
The only two things that I'm struggling with, three things: Spider-Man, Hulk, and Thor. X-Men has problems everywhere. They have a guy, what's his name? His name's Bishop or something, where he gets shot with shit, and like he just absorbs it and then releases it out. Like, X-Men have these crazy powers that you can't even think of sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, you could argue the X-Men. That's what I'm saying. If you're talking the other people are coming to get them, I feel like the X-Men are also like a better...
And Rogue can just take away Hulk's power with her hand.
He'd probably be happy if that happened.
But they would lose the fight without Hulk, to be honest. If Hulk is
a non-factor... I'm not arguing for the Avengers.
Yes, you are.
I'm just saying that there are a lot of factors going into place. If you're saying one protects you, one has to try to kill you, I would probably also go with the X-Men.
Thank you.
Like, I can't say...
Thank you, brother.
I would want Wolverine directly in front of me, though. I'd be like, hey, you're going to be here.
Wolverine and Deadpool just behind you and in front of you.
Yeah, that'd be fun. I'd be like, I want the bulletproof, like, just like they're gonna tank.
While Rocket's just shooting fucking bullets at you, you're just like, here you go.
Yeah, sure. That's all I need, bro.
All right.
Also, I feel like they'd be the best conversation, to have. You know what I'm saying?
Would you rather be forgotten when you die, or be remembered forever for something terrible?
Remembered forever for something terrible.
What? Give me an example of something terrible.
I don't
like
know.
A serial killer? You rather be remembered as a serial killer?
Nah, not like a serial killer. Maybe like a dictator. Yeah, but like the Saddam dictator with like where he's got like the hoods on the people, like a real like villain maxing type dictator. Like,
You'd rather be remembered for that?
Yeah, I'd rather be like Kim Jong-un.
I'd rather die never being remembered and just living my life. I don't know, in a good way. I'm a good person. He's a bad person, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
Let's see. Everything you drew became real, or read people's minds?
Everything I drew became real.
Yeah, I agree. That's the first time we agree. Yeah, I agree.
I would draw $1 million.
You're such a money-hungry bitch. All right.
I would probably draw a lot of gold.
This one's cool. Would you rather be trapped in a rom-com with people you hate, or in a horror movie with people you love?
Rom-com with people I hate.
Probably the same here.
Because at least I'm probably getting some...
But it's people you hate, though. Does that not matter to you?
That's some hate, you know what I'm saying? That's some...
You're so weird. Okay,
That's the way she goes.
Would you rather be the only be able to speak in Twilight movie quotes, or only be able to speak in riddles?
Give me riddles. It's not even a hard question. You know how many people would be like either like I would probably have the
but no
best
one would be
of
able
friends.
But no one would be able to understand what you're saying. Except for really like smart people.
Make him easy riddles. It's not hard.
You can't control what you speak in.
I control my own thoughts.
But name a riddle you would speak in.
I don't know.
Speaking in riddles is like a
I'm not a riddle guy. I don't know.
You want to be though.
Not really, but like if out of those two options,
I would pick the same thing actually. So I'm just saying, conversation, baby.
All right,
conversation, baby.
You're good.
Would you rather be in extreme heat with a snowsuit or extreme cold in a swimsuit?
Oh, okay. Extreme heat, the heat suit.
Why?
I could take that off. You know
No, you have to keep it on.
Yeah,
that's
but
the
theoretically,
No, that's the whole thing about the
probably
hypothetical.
going hot. I don't want to die. You know what I'm saying? Extreme.
You can die of a heat stroke.
Extreme cold in like a Speedo. Is that what you said?
Extreme cold in a swimsuit. Extreme hot in a snowsuit. Either way, you're probably not going to survive for that long. Which one would you rather die? Of cold or of hot?
Probably cold, maybe hot. I don't know. That's not a hard. That's not an easy question. That's not.
Okay.
I can't,
All right. Well,
I can't answer.
You can't answer hypothetical. I'm more warm-blooded, so I think I handle cold atmospheres better. So I would go cold with my swimsuit.
Okay, I guess maybe.
That's how you answer the question.
I'm in the worst
Dumbass.
position for that though. My body type is right there in the middle.
No, your body type is bipolar. It'll be too hot in the room. It's too hot. You turn the fan. It's too cold. You turn on the AC. Like you're so like.
It feels great now.
You're a prima donna. You know that.
I definitely like my specifics. I was out here.
No wonder you're a money guy. You want perfect 68 degrees all the time. You know.
Dog, if I could have my shit at like 66 degrees at all time, I'd be happy. I like a little bit chillier than 68.
All right, last couple here. Would you rather let your mother or your ex create your next dating profile?
Definitely my ex. Definitely my
Why?
ex. I laid it down. Oh boy, I laid it down.
But she probably, if you're ex,
she don't hate me either.
Well,
say
she does. She has ill intent behind her thing. And then mother has
Then
good...
my mom.
But your mom has good intent, but she's like...
I trust my mom on some G stuff, you know what I'm saying? She got me.
That's what I would pick. I would pick my mom.
If that's the case, my mom. If I'm going real life, my ex. But
your ex is going to... Even if she does still like you, she's going to air out your dirty laundry right away.
Nah, she not.
Yes, she will.
Not
you
me.
can't control what your ex puts on your
I play my cards right. It's not about how you start.
You always think you have situations under control. You can't control people.
It's not about how you start the relationship. It's how you end the relationship.
It's not how you start the movie. It's how you finish the movie. Country for Old Men. No Country for Old Men. Just saying.
Movie isn't always like a relationship. But all I'm saying is it's... Unless it's crazy, stupid love. Yeah.
All right. Last one.
Hey, you left your sweater in my car. Yeah.
Such a good movie. I'm so glad I showed you that one.
That was a great one. Yeah.
Would you rather... Last one. Compulsively slip into a Batman voice whenever you're horny, or compulsively talk like Yoda in job interviews?
Batman, give me Batman.
Oh, fuck me.
I know
you like that?
I know some women who would fuck with that.
Oh, you like that?
I know some women who would like that. I just can't say it's Batman.
Sicko mode. I'd probably pick the same. I'd never get a job. Okay, let's role play. You're Yoda. I'm interviewing, or you're a guy who speaks like Yoda in a job interview, and I'm your job interview. Okay, what brings you in today?
Money I need.